years old when my father was killed in Treblinka, together with my brother who was 17 years old only. My mother was with us till she died in Ravensbrück, in Germany, when she was 42, and I was 7.5 years old. So at this age of 7.5, I lost my father and my mother and brother, and an older brother, 11 years older than me, saved my life for the rest 3 years that we stayed during the war, World War II, in Krakowski, then in Częstochowa in Poland, and last lately in Buchenwald, Germany, where we were released by the American troops in our problem. When I was liberated in Buchenwald, I was younger than 8 years old. I was sure that this is the end of the world. My brother at the end was very sick, over 42 degrees. Before he separated me in Buchenwald, he didn't believe that he will exist, and he told me, Lulek, this was my Polish nickname, Lulek, they take me, and we will never meet again. To speak to you very open, you are adult enough to understand. I think that this is the end of all of us, Jewish people, and you are Jewish. You know that father was the rabbi of Krakowski. We are Jewish. I spoke only Polish at that time. I don't believe that you will live, but in case, and a miracle may happen, and you will stay alive, everyone will want to take you with him. I had a good friend in Russia, I had a good friend in France, I had friends over from Buchenwald, Jewish and non-Jewish survivors. Don't go with none of those. Never. Say to them kindly, thank you, but I'm not going with you. So I ask you, Tulek, Naftali, where shall I go? Tell me, where shall I go? So there is one place for you, for us. Repeat the name of this place with me. Say, Eretz Israel, the land of Israel. I don't think you didn't understand. I didn't know one word in Hebrew. Say, repeat it. Eretz Israel. And if you will survive, remember this is your place, only there. Because I asked you, but why Eretz Israel? So this is our homeland. I was born in Poland, Krakowski. How is Eretz Israel my homeland? This is the historic homeland, and this is the only place that they don't kill the Jews. This is the place for you. The place where they don't kill Jews. Remember, you will go to Eretz Israel. By miracle he disappeared. We overcame the disease, and we came to Eretz Israel before the establishment of the State of Israel. In 1945, we were the first newcomers to the land of Israel after World War II. Only boys, only children, only orphans. And we came there. Less than 3 years later, the United Nations had decided to decide a Jewish state in a part of the historic land of Israel, the state of Israel. On November 1947, the Israeli state was established. We danced in the streets. I remember that night. I was about 10 years old. None was going to sleep. The whole Jewish population, over 500,000 at the time, were dancing in the streets all the night. We have a land. We have a home. What means the home? Nobody will kill us anymore. No more concentration camps. No more ghettos. We are now in the home. We're so happy. But at the same time, 47 and 48, 7 countries of our neighbors, the further Arab countries, disappeared. They disagree with the decision of the United Nations, and they fought us. This was our independence war, which took a year and a half. A year and a half, when the army was very poor. We didn't have one airplane that time, not even one helicopter, whatever. Some tanks, retreat, heroes, some of them with numbers of the armies, survivors of the Holocaust, fighting for themselves and for the new. 7 Arab countries fought against us. But later, during the history, 2 very important of them, and the very close neighbors of us, made peace with us. Egypt and Jordan. In this very last day, we have ambassadors in Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem, from all these countries, including Egypt and Egypt. And now we have with other people, Arab people, from Saudi, Bahrain, who made peace with us last years. Only last 10 years, 5 years. We have good relationship. I have a friend, German, what's his name? German Zachariah. He told me about an Arab state. All the people there speak Arabic, and they are Islamics. Azerbaijan, not in the Middle East. Somewhere in Europe, Asian Europe. Azerbaijan, very close friends to Israel. They agree to our existence, to our independence, to our freedom. Azerbaijan, remember the name Zacharias. But this is not a picture of the whole world. In the world of today, some of very many people forgot about the Holocaust. They know about World War II. They are not in this assembly now. They are denying the very future and existence of the Jewish people to this very last day. We call it antisemitism. Antisemitism. Who would believe 80 years ago, I was the day before yesterday in Auschwitz, when he spoke about 80 years of liberation of Auschwitz. No more war, no more bloodshed. That was meant, that would be hoped. But today we speak about liquidation, about war, about bloodshed again. I must tell you one short remember that I had 40 years ago. Australia, the edge of the world for us in Europe. Australia. Melbourne, a very Jewish city, Melbourne. After Sydney comes Melbourne. I was there 40 years ago for a lecture. It was a Saturday, Shabbat. I went with a friend, followed me from one home to the other. 10. It was almost midnight, Friday night. We stopped at the red light on the street, the two of us. I was dressed like here, like now, in Jewish uniform, father. My friend almost the same. A car stopped. In the car, beautiful car, were sitting two young people, around the 40s. He stopped the car. He had a green light. He stopped, looked at the two of us, and shouted out. I will never forget, 40 years ago. Jews! Did you pay the bill for the gas you used in the chambers? I looked at my friend. He was afraid. Maybe my English is not good enough. Maybe he didn't understand. If you paid for the gas used in the chambers in Auschwitz, in Maidan, in 6 places where the gas was used by the Nazis to liquidate the Jewish people, and we had to pay for the gas. And we didn't pay 40 years after the war. Did you pay the bill? I asked my friend, you are an Australian born here in Melbourne. Do you use to hear expressions like this I said, that Australia doesn't know about World War II? End of the word. He said, unfortunately, I hear words like this very often. Today, antisemitism can speak about today. Underground movements speaking about liquidation of Israel, of the Jewish people. Believe me, I live in Israel almost 80 years. Just after the war, as I told you, the first New Orleans to Israel after World War II. We never began a war. We never started to fight with any of our neighbors. Even the United Nations gave us in 1947 a very narrow, small country. Tel Aviv was divided, according to the UN, between Jaffa and Tel Aviv, Arab station and Jewish station. The only airport that time in Libya wasn't in our hands, international. Jerusalem didn't belong to the Jewish people according to the United Nations 1947. Jerusalem was not ours. And in spite of that, we were happy, as I told you, we were dancing in the streets. And we never started the war. Not the independence war, not the 1940s, the 1990s. 5 wars, none of them were started by us. Believe me, we want peace. We will not pay for the bill of the gas chambers. We don't understand what is a human being, gas chambers. Is it a human being behavior? To kill innocent people? 1,200,000 children, younger than me at that time, were killed by the Nazis in the Holocaust and the partners. We never will start a war. We love peace. We love friendship. We love people. And we have the Bible. We have our history. We have our tradition of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob, of Moses, King Solomon, and all the other leaders of the Jewish people during the history of 4,000 years existence of the Jewish people, in spite of all the exiles and all of the troubles. We love people. We love freedom. We love to love each other, to respect one the other. And that's why I'm so happy that you have invited me to say these warm words what I feel in my heart, no place in Europe and all over the world. We love mankind. We love people, and we want to grow up. We want that our children will know freedom, will know peace, and never a war, never again. Only peace, friendship, and love. Thanks a lot. I was asked what was the most
striking event during your campaign.
the most hard moment during the war. One moment that I will never forget is I think this is it was. Not when I saw killing people, children, women, elderly. We are used to see it. But one moment and one move I will never forget. When the Russian came close, Poland, to Piotrków, where I was born, the German pushed us to the train to take us out away from the city, not to be free. We didn't know where they take us. I went with my mother, I was 7.5, and my brother was 18 already. And there were two groups in the train station. They divided us into two troops, men, women. And I went with my mother, the women. My mother was very smart. She understood if the Nazis find time to make two parties, we are not going to the same direction. The same train, but not in the same wagon. And the ladies were pushed first. Ladies with babies. And the men, not yet. She pushed me to my brother. She understood that the men had more chance to exist, to survive, because they are workers, not ladies and not babies. So in order to save my life, he separated me from her. She pushed me away to my brother, crying to him, too late, Naftali, take the child, take the jet school, take the child. She was pushed with the ladies to the wagon. I was crying out, Mama! I want to go with you, Mama! And all the things that I saw from her was to my brother and to myself. This was the last move that I saw, the last moment we met her in our lives. Only much later, after the war, we were told that she was killed in Ravensbrück, in this German city, camp, with the ladies, and we didn't see her anymore. This move with the hand, and unforgettable for me, more than all the 6 years of the war. This is a good question. I think that this will be